Hola guys, ¿qué pasó? How's everyone doing? This is Hala Pablo. Thanks for tuning in. Let's look at Bitcoin. All right, so I've been getting requests to do some Bitcoin. People want to know where we are, what's going on. So what I did was I did a fractal range analysis of where we currently stand in Bitcoin. And I want to just share that with you. It's be a real brief video, but just to give you an idea of where I think we are. Remember, nobody knows anything about where Bitcoin is going. We can make assumptions based on technical analysis, but in the end, nobody knows. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt, do your own research, and of course, none of this is financial advice. With that said, okay, so the top I have on the macro, the 2-day with the 200 EMA underneath. This is an EMA here, and with the anchored VWAP. I anchored the VWAP to the buying climax up here, the top, the tippy top, where also I drew the trading range resistance line, this white horizontal line. And so, as you can see, the anchored VWAP usually in these fractal range analysis charts serves as a very reliable TRM, or trading range midpoint, which is a 0.5 Fibonacci line, which is a line between the buying climax and the when it comes back down, it does an automatic rally and it comes back up for the secondary test. Between these two lines here is our lack of a better term, trading range. And then the trading range has a midpoint, and that's a 0.5 Fibonacci. So that's, and when you anchor the VWAP off the buying climax in this case, but if it were opposite, if it was the inversion, you could anchor it off the selling climax, and it'll still usually 9 times out of 10, provide a good 0.5 Fibonacci. It'll run sometimes even parallel with it, as you can see here. So we go off that. And so we see here that we're still a ways away from the 200 EMA, but it is nonetheless approaching. We are back down at trading range support here, and if you look at the vertical bar volume coming in, we had a very resolute supply spike here. That was back at the see, what day was this? This was the 4th. So this was this was in August. So this was August 4th. This is about a month ago, where we broke through the VWAP, the anchored VWAP, or the 0.5 Fibonacci line right here, and we did it with conviction. We came down, and we haven't been able to come back up through it since, even though we've had a series of demand spikes. See if you could see this, if I could blow it up a little bit here and here, average volume, but nonetheless, we were unable to prevail back through the VWAP line with the 0.5 fib. Prior to that, we kept coming back up. As you see here, we're bouncing off this macro trend resistance line, where I drew that draws the barrier, the upper barrier, the resistance line from the series of lower highs here. So that's one bearish indicator that there's more sell-offs to come, especially now where we're back at trading range support, 56,000, 56.4. And what I think we're going to do, just based off these metrics here, I think we're going to come back down with the price, and we're going to mitigate this low that we had around 50 grand, and that would put us right in line at the right off the 200 EMA. So that would bring us down here, the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA is pretty much going to converge with the macro trend support line here, this yellow diagonal. And then that's really going to be the litmus test, what we do here. If we're unable to prevail up through TRS, That's the line we're at now. Trading range support 56.4. If we get rejected and we flip support to resistance, then I don't know what to tell you guys. It's not. I think we're going down. We're going down to the Titanic. I think that's going to be the harbinger of the macro sell-offs. I think our first stop down will be around here, and then this PSY area, where I think eventually we're going to mitigate this major liquidity void here. I could certainly see that happening. Indeed, the PSYs seem to mitigate each other on the sell-offs. We see from historically, at least, the PSYs here, like for example here, and then here also. These are all mitigations. These are all macro mitigations that rode on top of the 200 EMS. This first one is on top of the EMS, but if we break through this, then we might go below it, and if we do go below it, then we're in this area here. So that would make sense because, like I said in previous videos, we have to take profit. I mean, the market makers, they're not in this to swing Bitcoin all the way up to $1 million so everyone gets rich. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. They do it by drowning you slowly and boring you to death. And so eventually retail recapitulates and gets the hell out of their positions to free up the money to invest in the alts or whatever. And so that usually does that. That's accomplished through bringing Bitcoin down little by little by little, which we see these bleed offs. And then down here. And in any case, all of this is unanswered for. All this profit that we had back in 23 last year is still unanswered for as far as I'm concerned. This top is playing out, this slow lateral consolidation descending regression trend within this top that we're having, where we're seeing more supply than demand predominate in volume. So I think it's just inevitable that the market makers, the composite operators, are going to be taking profit. But like I said, it's not just going to be a straight line down. At some point it will. It's going to fall. The elevator is going to fall. And but that's after and if we break through the 200 EMA and the macro trend support line. These two lines here, like I said, are going to be the litmus test. And then I think it's going to be, we're going to straight shot down to maybe 40 grand, 39 perhaps. And then we'll just have to see what we do there. Now, on the micro, see now here I have Bitcoin on a 30-minute, and we can inspect the price action a little bit more forensically. And then we see here also that now I drew the anchored VWAP again off the buying climax of the trading range, and then here we see here's that rejection that we were talking about, the VWAP rejection. So the VWAP now is like the resistance level that is at the 0.5 Fibonacci line, and here is the 200 EMA on the 30-minute, and we are already below the 200 EMA, and the 200 EMA is provided now a micro trend resistance that we're unable to prevail through or penetrate back up. So, and then if we look at the further inspection on the vertical bar volume on the 30-minute, we see that we have mitigated TRS here. And we have demand coming in on the 30-minute, but as you can see, this demand, here's a demand spike. This demand spike produced a failure to rally above the 200 EMA. And then let's see, we have another one where they tried it again at another shot, and then this created this micro distribution range, and then we shot back down. And so now we are sinking down beneath the whole moving average. This is a hull here. These bands. So and now we're beneath even the hull. So we're beneath the VWAP and here, I'll show you here. Here's the VWAP right here. Here's the 200 EMA and then the hull beneath it. So we are beneath now 3 major resistance points, and we are remitigating the lows at TRS, or trading range support where we currently sit at 56. Now it's 56.2, but it's Bitcoin, so it has these big jumps. So so that's where we are, and looks like yeah, we don't have a lot of demand coming in to answer. We should be having a lot of demand right here. I mean, we got to hold this line. If we don't hold this line, then the next step is like we already talked about. You go up to the macro on the 2-day, and yeah, now we're looking at the macro 200 EMA and the macro trend support line, and those are the last barriers, the last bastions. So if those fall, then I think we're going to see what the stuff that's reminiscent from back in yesteryear, these macro bear cycles that we see where, you wake up one morning and Bitcoin is retraced like 20% or whatever, and everyone's freaking out. So that could come. And I also think that everyone's waiting for the election. The market makers are waiting also, and the election is going to play a big part in it. I'm not going to say what's going to happen because I don't know. Again, I don't have a crystal ball, but I do think I think that if Trump wins, I think it's going to be bullish, and I think if Kamala, the Democrats win, take it, I think we're in for a deep bear season. So anyway, but eventually it's going to reverse. It's just a matter of how long, and it's going to provide outstanding buying opportunities for the alts and for Bitcoin. So anyway, that's all I have for now. And if I see anything else, I will let you know. I plan on doing some altcoins soon. Shiba Inu, Solana. I've got Zcash on the horizon, along with Filecoin and a few others. I know I've been intending to do all these. Just stuff comes up. But Bitcoin for now, since I think it's the most important, because so many alts and or index are coupled to Bitcoin's price action. So it really doesn't matter what the technical analysis looks like on so many of these altcoins and tokens, because ultimately, Bitcoin trumps it all. If Bitcoin decides to take a macro dive, then all that TA goes out the window, as they say. So anyway, I hope this helped you. If you got anything out of this, no nonsense technical analysis, I'd appreciate a like, subscribe so you don't miss any more updates, and be safe. Happy trading, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. God bless you, and bye-bye.